Before Arnold Schwarzenegger would break box office records with The Terminator, Terminator 2, Predator, Twins, Kindergarten Cop, and would have a film career spanning over 50 years.
I am tired of the same old faces, the same old things.
Tired or not, you're staying here.
Before Arnold would coin popular catchphrases known the world over like "I'll be back," "Get to the chopper," "Hasta la vista baby," and more.
Let off some steam, Bennett.
Put that cookie down! Now! But I'm all woman.
Before he fell in love with Maria Shriver and vowed that he would only come for her. Oh yeah, and of course his barbells.
I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym. I'm getting the feeling of coming at home. So I'm coming day and night.
Before he became the governor of California in 2003.
And this is why I'm going to run for governor of the state of California.
Now the story of Arnold Schwarzenegger has got to be one of the most motivational rags to riches stories of all time. The tale of a penniless immigrant making it in the land of opportunity, the United States of America. I mean, he was even close to having a shot at becoming the president. Now, childhood friends, they stated that he often said his goals in life were to move to America, become an actor, and marry a Kennedy. Yeah, he accomplished all three of these things and so much more. As a bodybuilder, he took the sport out of obscurity while becoming the youngest winner of the Mr. Europe title. He was crowned Mr. Olympia 7 times and won Mr. Universe 5 times. And at one point, well, the man, he could deadlift 710 pounds. Now Arnold, he became the poster boy for the American dream, and he bulked up his own net worth to an estimated $400 million. But let's take a look at where he came from and his astonishing journey.
The first time in my life, I'm
pissed off! What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden hitting you with an updated video on the life and career of Arnold Schwarzenegger prior to fame, here for you, of course, and before they're famous. Now, I've been a massive Arnold fan for my entire life, and it's been a while since we've covered any A-listers here on this channel. Now, we could do a Where Are They Now on some of the biggest stars from the Terminator franchise, but for that to happen, you guys gotta let me know what to do in the comments down below. Now I'm sounding like Arnold. Let's just get into this video. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! Arnold Alois Schwarzenegger was born on July 30th, 1947 in Thal, Austria. Raised in a poor Catholic household by his parents Gustav and Aurelia. Now young Arnold, he grew up without a toilet, a fridge, or a telephone, and he learned discipline early on. Now if he stepped out of line, he would get the rod quite quickly. Now his father, he was the town's police chief and a military officer in the Second World War, so it's not surprising that he ran the household with a drill sergeant's attitude. Both he and his brother were excellent athletes, and soon Arnold took to soccer. Now Arnold's older brother Meinhard was his father's favorite, and the one many set their sights on as the son of talent, promise, and potential. Now his father, he actually nicknamed Arnold Cinderella as a child, and his older brother Meinhard, he would constantly pick on him growing up. Their school coach took both the boys to a local gym to do some leg strengthening exercises, and Arnold, he found he enjoyed them more than actually playing the sport. From there, he began focusing on weightlifting. At 14 years old, his parents started pressuring him into different careers, but Arnold, he knew exactly what he wanted to become. Influenced by American culture and watching movies, he idolized people like Stephen Reeves and Reg Parker, who crossed over from bodybuilding into acting. Now his bedroom walls, they were covered with photos of oiled up men, which actually started to worry his mother, and I can't even imagine what his military father had to say. Now until Arnold helped popularize the sport of bodybuilding, well, it was thought by many to be, well, some kind of freak show. Now Arnold, he took his training very seriously, and he was known to push himself until he would throw up or collapse from exhaustion. His arms, chest, and shoulders were developing nicely, but his legs, they just weren't growing fast enough. So then he decided to cut his pants into shorts, and he took all the name calling and criticism, people call them chicken legs, and he used that as motivation. When he turned 18, Arnold went to do his mandatory army services, and his dad pulled some strings to get him a position driving tanks. Now the only problem was a few weeks into it, he got an invitation to go to the Junior Mr. Europe competition, which was being held in Germany. Now Arnold was so determined to break into bodybuilding and transform this into a film career to allow him to live the American dream that he decided to go AWOL during his basic training to compete. He arrived at the contest and was virtually unknown, but every time he struck a pose, well, the crowd, it went wild. Now he went on to win the competition and knew his dream could become a reality. But when he tried to sneak back into his base at night, well, he was caught and he was thrown into solitary confinement. Now, a few days later, his lieutenants, they asked to see him, and initially they scolded him. But word spread quickly that he had won the competition, and they rallied around Schwarzenegger as a model of discipline and fitness. Now soon Arnold, he was getting extra food at the cafeteria, he was being excused from duty to do his training, and the welders, they even made the guy a gym that he could bring around with him on his tank. Wow. In fact, he actually still owns a tank today. In the span of a year, Arnold gained 25 pounds of rock solid muscle. Now his first crack at the Mr. Universe title, it got him second place, but one of the judges was so impressed with him, well, he invited Arnold to live with him in London and train under his guidance. But money, it was still tight, and he was surviving off a budget of 30 British pounds per week. While in England, Arnold, he got a better understanding of English, kind of, but more importantly, his new training, it had paid off. And when he went for the Mr. Universe title at the age of 20, well, he blew away the competition, becoming the youngest person to ever win. Now, he went on to win the Mr. Universe title 3 more times. Then in 1968, he went to the States to compete, and he caught the eye of Joe Weider, a fitness titan who opened a gym in Venice Beach. He invited Arnold to live and train with him in California. Now, everyone wanted to know more about this Austrian immigrant living the American dream. And his articles on fitness and B-movie roles, well, they also gave Arnold his first taste of celebrity. But back then, his acting, well, it still needed some work.
Dude, you look like some big ape or something. Stop that!
His first major credit was as Arnold Strong in the low-budget 1970s film Hercules in New York. Now, for the film, they dubbed an American voice to hide his thick German accent at the time.
Let me be the judge of that. I'm tired of the same old faces.
The same old things.
In 1971, Arnold, his older brother, died in a drinking and driving accident, soon followed by his father, who had a stroke. Other reports that his dad also died in a drinking and driving accident. Now, Arnold, who wanted to focus on his training, well, he decided not to attend the funerals, but to pump more iron instead. Now, people found this decision to be a little cold-hearted, but the man had big dreams that he wanted to accomplish. Now, his next acting role was in Stay Hungry alongside Jeff Bridges and Sally Fields, and this earned him a Golden Globe Award for Best Acting Debut in a Motion Picture.
Nope. Why not? I don't like being too comfortable. Once you get used to it, it's hard to give up. I'd rather stay hungry.
He continued to dominate in competitions, picking up 5 Mr. Universe and 7 Mr. Olympia titles. Now, there were other perks to his success, including the odd orgy, and fans giving him some love at competitions. But there's more on that in his book Total Recall. Then in 1977, he was the focus of a documentary called Pumping Iron, which really boosted his image.
It's as satisfying to me as coming is, as having sex with a woman and coming.
His ascent to superstardom would come in 1982 when director John Milius, well, he thought Arnold's stature and heavy accent would make him the perfect barbarian in Conan the Barbarian. And well, that became a smash hit worldwide in 1984.
Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women. That is good.
Now, some people may not have been able to understand the guy, but the people still loved it. Now, a sequel would soon follow 2 years later, and Arnold, he would solidify his place in movie history when he spoke these 3 iconic words.
I'll be back.
In the script, it was actually "I'll come back," but we gotta agree, "I'll be back" sounds a lot better. Now, when James Cameron offered him the role, it was to play Hero Reese, but Arnold, he demanded to play the Machine. Now, from there on out, Arnold, he had become box office gold, and he continued to pump out new films as a real-life superhero.
You're a funny guy, Sally. I like you. That's why I'm going to kill you last.
There was Commando, Raw Deal, Predator, The Running Man, Red Heat, and at one point, well, he was commanding a salary of $15 million per film. Having achieved superstar status, well, Arnold, he began to diversify his portfolio, appearing in comedies like Twins, Junior, and Kindergarten Cop. Now, amazingly, he was able to carry films just as well as a comedic actor as he was an action star. In 1983, he officially became an American citizen, and a few years later, he married a Kennedy, Maria Shriver. Now, from there on out, it seemed like Arnold, he could do no harm. More films would follow, including Total Recall, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and that's actually probably his biggest film to date.
Mom, are you okay? Mom!
Come with me if you want to live.
After nearly a decade of wins, well, Arnold, he experienced his first box office flop in 1993 with The Last Action Hero. But more hits would follow, including True Lies and Batman and Robin, which he actually became a meme for before memes were a thing.
Always winterize.
your pants.
Once he had conquered show business, Arnold he would set his sights on politics. Now he began making frequent trips to the White House, and in 1990, President Bush, he made him the chairman of the President's Council of Physical Fitness. I didn't even know that's a thing, but he did a great job.
I'm watching.
1, 2,
Higher.
3, 4, 5.
Having accomplished everything on his vision board, becoming a multimillionaire, marrying a Kennedy, being a superstar known the world over, there was only one thing left to do: become president. But seeing as he wasn't born in America, technically he couldn't do it. But he did still become the governor in 2003. Man, there's nothing that guy can't do. As for the rest of the story, we're gonna wrap this one up here because this is Before They're Famous. My name is Michael McCredden. We make all sorts of celebrity biographies here for you on this channel. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We have other videos that you guys should check out, so be sure to browse around. Let us know who's next in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Boom! I wanna do Ashton Kutcher.